So, here I am. Another day in Vaygrim's chance. In the excuse me, in the kingdom of Volunterra. Thank you, Hrunthir. Hrunthir's still over there. Let me see if we can see him. Can we see him? Can we see him? We can see the guard tower. We can't see Hrunthir. I haven't gotten around to working on that at all because I've been busy with this. This is the bottom layer of the island. You can actually look in the top right-hand corner. Let me see if I can enlarge this real quick. Yeah. So, too big. Okay. This is basically going to be the market island. I'm very excited about this. I think it's going to be real cool. But I still have a ways to go on it. So, I just wanted to show you real quick. Whoopsie. Let's shrink that back down. You see that? 13 dirt. That's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. So what we need to do is delve into a product called Project E. It is going to be our savior for material shortage for the foreseeable future. Now, first thing I need to do is make an alchemical chest. I'm going to need 2 stone. I have smooth stone right there. A diamond, 2 iron. Well, let's see. So I'm actually just going to grab 2 of those. 2 of those. 1 of those. And I need 1 low, 1 medium, and 1 high covalence dust. Actually going to do this the old school way. Let's see. Is it that way? It is, hey. Oops. And I almost forgot I need 2 of those. I'm going to put that there. Diamond on top of it. Stone on either side. And it goes left to right. Low, medium, and high. Let's put that there. We have the alchemical chest. Now, the alchemical chest is... well, it's a chest. It's a really big chest. It uses diamonds, so I'd expect it to have a lot of storage, and it does. Yeah. It's actually, material cost-wise, it's kind of expensive, but I think it's got as much or more storage than a diamond chest from Iron Chests, the mod. So, this is very cool. However, that's not where we're going to stop with it. Come here, you. We're going to get this. You. And I think it's all the way at the end here. 4 diamonds, 4 obsidian. What? And it turns into something called an energy condenser. So I actually need 4 of those. 4 of those. I'm gone. This is going to hurt. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Let's see. Energy condenser. Now, basically, I'm just going to... empty spot. I'm going to put it right there. It's a big chest with this funny little bar thing across the top. Well, what I'm going to do... I'm going to get... 1 dirt of the remaining 13. And then over here, I have a whole mess load of cobble. This is the master slot, the key slot, basically. That's the target item. And this bar represents the EMC value of this. In this case, it's going to go from 0 to 1. And what's going to happen? It is going to basically use the EMC or energy matter currency value of something and turn it straight into energy and then convert it into the item of choice. It takes everything, converts into its EMC value. So it's like converting an item into money. Here in America, that would be the dollar, basically. So this is, basically cobblestone is worth $1. But so is dirt. So it's an even exchange. So I just turned a whole bunch of cobblestone stacks into dirt stacks, basically. It's almost like you're converting it into money and then buying a replacement item of the same monetary value or greater. So if this was, let's say dirt was 2, an EMC of 2, and I put all these stacks in, I only would have gotten about half the dirt that I did for the cobblestone, because cobblestone's only worth 1. If it was flipped and cobblestone was 2 EMC, but dirt was 1, well, then I would have got twice as many. So now what I can actually do is put cobblestone in here and turn it into precious, let me down, dirt. Let's go back out here. I covered those up, by the way. I still need to patch the holes in the bottom. It looks sloppy, but there's a lot of those under island problems that I'm waiting to fix until I actually get some kind of flight method. By the way, I am thinking about just going ahead and making a mech jetpack after all. I can just, you know, the hydrogen I'm not going to be using constantly. So I can kind of let it build up. By the way, something I discovered, if you notice, if you're just using the builder's wand, you notice it goes in all directions, right? If you hold down shift and sneak, it only goes horizontally. It doesn't go vertically. This means you can very easily build platforms and not have any accidents. This is something I really, really like. So I am literally, boop. Let's see. I'm just filling in the gap. Let's do this, and then come back over here on this little peninsula thing. I have a cat that is going quietly bonkers in the background. Okay. So now we have, I don't know why water shows through on this. I think this is actually an error on Journey Map's part, but I'm not sure. There's a little lake just below it. So yeah, we have the Market Island. Now here's the thing. This is the bottom layer. So now I actually am going to layer cobblestone on top of this, bring it up several layers, and basically stretch it outwards. Every single concentric layer, which is how I did with these. So I'm going to do some more of that. I'll be back in a few layers. Okay, so what we have here, it's a failure to communicate. No, what we have here is a barriered off kind of a thing, right? I actually don't need to make every single layer 100% chock full of stone. I just need to have a clear delineation. So, because all of these islands are going to have tons of space on the inside of them that I will be able to make use of as basements or sewer systems or whatever the case may be. So, what I have here is this boundary layer thing. What I do, first of all, is go get more dirt. And you just notice 64 cobble, 64 dirt. Nice and easy. To do. So now what I can actually do is go out here, get my dirt on bar, and basically I do this. I extend this out, right? Then with the next layer, cobblestone on top of the dirt, dirt edging the cobblestone. Then the next layer, that is how the island contours. It's basically a kind of a step process. And we get over here, we get corners like this. And the island will grow out. Slowly, some of the features that are much more defined at the bottom. Oh, gosh. Glider to the rescue. I love that. You got to be quick on the keys, though. slowly, some of the features will get kind of muddier. You won't be able to see them as well. These real in-depth crenellations over here, let's go back to big mini-map. These crenellation kind of things over here will become wider and wider and much more smooth as you go up in layers in the island. So it's going to lose some definition, which is why I make it look so crazy, kind of crinkly on the bottom layer, because by the time you get up to the top layer, it's going to be lost. Now, how many layers up am I going to go? Okay, one thing that I would actually like to do is a sewer system running through this section. This was actually submitted by you, the viewers. This was an idea that lots of people in the comments in earlier episodes put out about a sewer system running through the islands. You could have pipes coming out the sides with water pouring out. I think that would be cool. And so I want to do that, but that means I'm going to have at least 3 high, a ground underneath, and a floor above, which means that's going to be 5 thick, basically. Or space for 5 here in the actual inside. So this is only 3 high, which means we're going to have to go 2 more layers, which means this is going to be a very tall island. The bridge that's going to come up from over here is going to have to arc up a lot and then come up into the actual flat level. So you're starting to get a feel for just how chunky this island is going to be. I'm going to work on the rest of this and see how much progress I can make. I'll be right back with you guys. So we now have the beginnings of an island. You can see that kind of stair stepping. Let's go downstairs. Now, that looks super flat across the bottom, and I don't like that. But it's very hard for me to fix that without scaffolding or a jetpack. And I don't feel like doing either this episode. I still have to correct some of those so they don't look so perfectly smooth across the bottom. But yeah, I keep forgetting about that. And I even have a spot over there. Yeah, but I mean, in general, the concept is great. You're noticing there's no stone, no cobblestone showing through. Even over here, in the weird crenellations. I think that's a word last time I checked. So I think this method is working great. And the upside is that once we get the final island actually finished, we'll have a nice cavernous space already built on the inside. The walls will be very easily identifiable by cobblestone. And basically, as long as we don't dig through the floor, we're good, we're golden. So yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to come back and update you guys just a little bit. I do realize that this entire episode might be building an island. But that's the whole objective of this series. I'm not just a tech guy. I'm also a builder. I'm also a decorator. I like making these big projects like this because, dramatic pause, it gives me long-term goals. So many LPers I see go through a tech tree in 10 episodes or less, and they get bored. Maybe even 15. By the time they hit episode 20, you can tell they have stopped having fun. They no longer have motivation for the world. Well, they've done all the Thaumcraft research. They've got Tier 5 Altar, or whatever it is, on Blood Magic. They've maxed out Wizardry. They've got all the machines from Mechanism and from Ender.io. Why continue? They have lost their motivation. This is the objective of Volunterra. This is the point of the city. I am a technical, as in terms of not just like technical mods, but technical in terms of I like the nitty-gritty of how mods function. I am definitely a technical YouTuber. I'm definitely a technical Minecraft player, but I am also a creative Minecraft player, a decorative one. And mods like Bibliocraft and, oh my gosh, Decocraft absolutely make my existence complete. So, we're going to have we're going to have episodes like this where it's going to be me building and decorating something, and you won't learn a thing in terms of technical know-how. But you might see something pretty, and hopefully that keeps you interested in things and it gives you ideas. So I'm going to get back to building this island. I'll be right back. So, what we stand in now is the completed edge layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. There's going to be another layer right here that's going to come out, but that is going to be basically what it will be, ground layer upstairs. This will allow me 5 blocks of height inside these to actually allow for, like I said, basements, or sewer systems. And I think that's going to be really, really good. Now, whoa, gosh. Is that too far? No, that's just far enough. That's pretty thick. If you look, this island, I think, is actually thicker than any of the other ones so far. And some of the other islands I have planned, such as the Palace, is going to get even bigger. Things like the slums will be very, very thin, like maybe only 2 or 3 blocks thick, with some dangerous holes in the areas, because the slums are supposed to look like, you know, bad part of town. It was pulled out, but it wasn't pulled out with any great care. So buildings will be hanging over the edges. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to put a capper on this, and we can actually start looking at planning out what kind of space we're going to use this for. So there is the actual island. It's capped off, but it's just a big thing of dirt right now. I have a small selection of grass blocks that I've actually gotten with, where is it? Soap touch shovel. So I am going to pull some more, as you'd all would say, shenanigans. Let's put those in there. We're going to get ourselves converted to 2 stacks of, I think 2 stacks. Yeah, 2 stacks of grass blocks. Now, what I actually need, I'm going to put that away. I need that. And I don't know what. Yeah, okay, equal trade's already on there. So what I do is come way out here to the middle. Shift, right click. I'm going to come over here. Just make some grass patches. I think that's all the grass. I can put this back. That's why I like the staff of the wand, because it has a very deep energy reserve. Very deep vis reserves. Yeah. So now we're just going to spread a little bit of grass, and we can talk about plans. I'm thinking that I'm going to have a ring of buildings on the outside, and ring of buildings. Yeah, probably a ring of buildings over here. I mean, a line of buildings over here. Line of buildings over here. A couple of larger structures here at the back, and then all in the middle are going to be smaller stalls. Now, I am actually going to go for all-in-one multi-purpose structures, basically. I'm going to have small shops that will have what they sell growing on the roof. So I'll have a bread shop that will have a wheat farm on the roof. I don't know if I'm going to use small Ender IO farms. I need to check and see what the smallest size on those is. I don't know. I English well. Basically, so they'll have the shop on the first floor, maybe a living quarters for the shopkeeper on the second floor, and then on the roof, there might be third floor depending. On the roof, there will actually be growth space for everything from sugarcane to wheat, maybe even fisheries existing for some shops. Who knows? Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I'm just making some lines of grass. The larger an area of grass there is, the faster it will spread on its own. And, yeah, less work I got to do. Come on, come on. There we go. Yep. Just cross-connect this. So, yeah, I think that's going to be really good. What I'm probably going to do next episode is put out, between this episode and next, is start putting down some wool carpet squares to mark out where certain buildings are so I can plan my space ahead of time. That's going to be very, very important. We're also going to want to pick a unified architecture style for the marketplace itself so it all looks very, very similar. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that yet, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, I think that's how that phrase goes. Anyway, this is going to be real big space. We're going to have a lot of long-term projects. I'm not going to be finishing this in like 1 or 2 episodes. I'm going to be whittling away at the market space for a long time. I'm probably going to put market space for the farms I already have, so a tea shop and a coffee shop, a wheat shop, and then maybe an alchemist's shop, which would grow was where I can actually grow the netherwort. So those are going to be my first priority. That way I can get the farms from over here, and worry about far less about having to go over to the house. That's going to be very, very important. But we will take this one step at a time. Now, what I'm also going to start doing is start taking suggestions. Now, I'm very careful to just start throwing anybody in terms of statues. I think people kind of need to earn their way in through suggestions. Like Hrunthir won the contest for a naming I wish I could see him from there. He is. Hrunthir made the suggestion, the winning suggestion for the name of the city, Bolentera. And we'll have other contests. What I might do is actually have, like, maybe I want to have a flower shop, and maybe I'd put the mod dev Vazki in charge of that. That would make sense to me, because Vazki makes Botania. Even though I don't have Botania in this mod pack, I'd still like to, you know, kind of honor Vazki's work. So I could put a flower shop in here, or maybe Vazki actually should have a bookstore with an anime section in the back. Maybe that's more accurate. You know, things like that. And if you make a suggestion that I go with, well, then I'll ask your in-game name so that you can actually be a shop helper. We'll be going one at a time and taking it step by step. If you want to make suggestions, you can make it here in the comments, or you can go over to my website and register on the forums. Go over to forum.vaygrim.com, register there, and just make an account and start making some suggestions in the Vaygrim's Chance mod pack forums. That's also linked here in the description, so if you ever want to get to it quick, you can actually just go to the video description. And I think it's going to be good. Oh, come on. Really? I think it's nighttime. I think that's why I'm not getting anywhere anymore. Let's sleep real quick. That's the hazards of having night vision. You don't know when it's actually, there we go. You don't know when it's actually nighttime. It's kind of hard to tell. It's like the sky is slightly darker. Oh, okay. It must be night. So I'm just going to stretch this out over here. And it's going to be real nice having this space. It's going to be cool. It really is going to start lending to the city aspect of things. And I cannot wait to see what kind of progress we make. Now, don't forget, we're going to have the kind of the hoity-toity, the rich neighborhoods over there. It's going to be some bigger mansions. And below it, very close to the ground, actually, we're going to have the slums. Now, I'm kicking around an idea. I'm actually thinking about making the slums where my monster spawners are. Have a lot of residents that have basically been kind of locked in, and they're trapped over there because there's a whole bunch of monsters. And I think that would be cool. We could actually use pencil blocks, make them invisible, and use that to block the monsters in. We could actually put like Killer Joes hidden in certain places and just let it run. I think that could be really, really neat. Or we could use some better chests, kill it with killing upgrades. That could be good. Yeah, I think that's really, really neat. We could actually make the whole island basically a monster farm. And I think that would be very unique. We have some residences trapped in the upper floors of some apartment blocks. We have 1 or 2 city guards basically at the entrance to the island, try to keep the actual monsters at bay. That could be real cool. So needless to say, there's a lot of possibilities that we can actually do here. And I am always open to more suggestions. By the way, there's actually 2 guys, well, 3 guys. There is Lobster Embodiment. You go to youtube.com/Nadelman. There is Koryanche and Udaldor, YouTubers that are actually doing playthroughs of my mod pack. And I think that's cool. Make sure you keep your eyes tuned on their channels and on my website. I'll be posting a lot of stuff about them regularly. So, there you go. This is Vaygrim signing off. I'm going to do some more grass watering. I know this is boring, but this is the work that has to be done. I'm going to finish greening out the island, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Thank you very much for joining me on Vaygrim's Chance. Bye-bye.